Hey y'all, it's your girl April coming at you with another video. So let's talk about this blanket for a minute. I've been doing this for 3 weeks. This blanket is super long, like super long. I'm even laying on it right now. But I love the colors, right? Making it for a friend of mine, and it's been 3 weeks. I did take some breaks in between, so I haven't been working on it every single day, but I've been taking, some time to really just sit and just work on it. So I'll do it for hours at a time. I can't wait to see how it looks when it's finished. So today's topic, aside from this blanket here, is going to be based around gratitude and based around humbleness and the treatment of others. Many times we want to be loved, but we don't know how to love. We want to have the relationships that we see on social media, not taking into consideration what those two people have done to get where they are, or what those two people are not telling you. This instant gratification, this instant cream of wheat type of want, or this facade where you think that you deserve something without necessarily putting the work in, is a detriment to self, and it's a fantasy land. I had 2 different situations happen today that made me want to record this video, and they both revolved around how you treat other people. We don't take into consideration how our words affects another human being. We don't take into consideration that before we involve ourselves in a relationship, or before we decide to bring life into this world, it is very important to heal. And when I say heal, I'm talking about healing from your childhood hurts, healing from your relationship hurts, and healing from the detriment that you have done to yourself, the disservice that you have done to yourself. Because sometimes we get ourselves into these situations and we don't look at what we did to ourselves. We'll look at what the other person did to us, but we won't look at what we did, what we accepted, what we ignored, and what we chose to deal with to get us to where we are. We don't look at how those days where we didn't get the hugs from mommy, where we didn't get the conversations we may have wanted to get from daddy, and the attention that we wanted from both parents, or how both parents' separation had affected us, and how we're hurt and we didn't get the necessary therapy, or we didn't have the necessary conversations that needed to be had to help us heal. Because it ain't about the people. It's more so about yourself. The things you need to be able to function in this place that we call society, to be able to be a good citizen or good humanitarian out here to other human beings, to be able to respect your wife, your husband, your partner, your boyfriend, your friend, your co-worker, whoever. It's things that you need to get healed within yourself. Get the help that you need. Get the hurt out your system before you raise another hurt human being that's going to repeat the cycle, or before you hurt someone who didn't even need to get hurt because you were hurt by somebody else. Like, we have to stop this cycle. We really have to stop this cycle. And it's irritating to me when I'm sitting here and I'm listening to some of the conversations, or I'm seeing some of the things on social media, or I'm getting someone coming to me about certain advice or whatever, to see that we still have people, grown people, who have not dealt with their past hurts, who feel like you can just tuck it and ignore it and not deal with it, and you're going to be okay. But let me tell you something, baby, it's going to rear its head. is going to rear its head. Whether it rears its head at work, whether it rears its head in your relationship, whether it rears its head with how you raise your children. And let's talk about how you raise your children. Because me, as a young person, because I'm not quite 40, but I'm almost 40. And as someone who has children, and as someone who has a grandchild, I got to look at the mistakes I made, because I'm not perfect. I made some mistakes, and I learned from those mistakes, and I had to check myself on some things, and I had to have a spiritual connection on some things to be able to look at things from a different lens. But I had to be willing to say, hey, I needed some help. I had to be willing to say, you know what, you need to check yourself. You need to self-reflect. Some of us think we're too good, or we're too arrogant, or we just don't have no issues, that we don't take the time out to self-reflect. We don't take the time out to apologize. We don't take the time out to fix what we know we broke. And that's what you call prideful. Prideful, arrogant, and pretty much stunting your growth. If you want to emerge, if you want to elevate, you need to put in the work. And Frederick Douglass said something, a quote that I saw yesterday, and it's all coming together. I saw a quote yesterday, I had some situations today, and it's all coming together. There is no progress without a struggle. So what that means is, if you are not going to struggle, how are you going to progress? If you're not going to endure the adversity and push through the adversity, and you just going to lay on your back and you just going to blame everybody else, and you just going to act like everything is peachy cream when it's not, you're doing yourself a disservice. We have these relationships and these marriages that are failing, and they're failing because what? Lack of communication, lack of humility, lack of relation in the relationship, not wanting to take accountability and responsibility for our actions and how we treated somebody or how we made that person feel. But we want to say we adults. We want to say we mature. We want to say that, you know, we are queens and we are kings. But there's a way that a king moves. There's a way that a queen moves. It's a way that you treat yourself and the way you treat other people, that you don't even have to say what you deserve, because it's going to show. It's going to show through your actions. A queen does not have to make it known that she's a queen. A king doesn't have to make it known that he's a king. The way you lead, the way you protect, the way you speak plays a real major part. It plays a major part in the health of your relationship, in the health of your parenting too, right? Some of us want to rush to have kids. For those who, it's twofold. You have those who had kids that weren't planned, and they do the best that they can with what they have. And they want to be the best version of themselves, and they want to be better than how their parents may have been to them. And then you have those who, they have kids, they wanted this kid, but when it's time to put in the work, when it's time to actually exude patience, when it's time to be compassionate, when it's time to show up, they are horrible. And the same thing going in some of these relationships. You want a ready-made relationship. You saying you ready to get married, but are you really? Did you put in the work? Or did you just fall in love and feel like, oh, because this person look good, they feel good, you know, we need to go ahead and get married, but we ain't build a foundation. We didn't put in the necessary work on ourselves before we decided to tie ourselves to another person. The way you treat people, the way you speak to people, it's going to come back to you. Some people call it karma. Some people call it whatever they want to call it, but I'm going to call it this. It's a part of the generational curse. You do what it is that you know. and you fail to educate yourself and become the best version of yourself because you're comfortable being in your mess. But sometimes you want to drag other people in your mess, and they're supposed to be okay with being in this mess with you instead of being empowered and elevated on another level and growing and progressing and becoming the best version of themselves, because you are pretty much a leech. You are content with sucking people dry because you've been sucked dry and you don't want to climb your way out the barrel. I'm just thoroughly disappointed in what I'm seeing and where I'm seeing the world going. We have a lack of empathy, we have a lack of compassion, we have a lack of humanitarians. Not everybody, but we got a vast majority. We so caught up on these social media highs that we don't even know how to get a high or being in a room with another person. We don't know how to have a constructive conversation, an intellectual conversation, a growth conversation. We sit here and we're okay with looking at all these shenanigans on social media. We're okay with looking at all the foolishness on TV that's not helping you grow into the best version of yourself. You're okay with looking at other people make a mockery of you on TV, and that ain't even how you and your people roll. Or you feel like you need to measure up to what somebody else is doing. You got so many people looking at social media hating themselves because they feel like they need to have that person life and why they ain't got what this person got and they should have this, that, and the third. But it all goes back to, if you don't go through the struggle, you can't progress. If you don't have no gratitude, you can't be expecting no altitude. If you don't know how to handle your mouth, because your mouth, is power in your tongue. If you can't have a conversation without cussing somebody out, and if you don't have control of your emotions, you done missed the whole ship. Not having control of your emotions is very immature. And I had that conversation yesterday. People want to act like they ready for the world, but they really not. You still have some immaturity that you need to work on. And it goes back to that childhood. Something or someone broke you for you to go out here and break other people. So I come on here with my crocheting because, one, crocheting helped me chill. It helps me relax a little bit. But I just want to say, gratitude, humbleness, humility, and compassion goes a long way. Don't think that you can go out here and do horrible things to people and treat people any kind of way and it ain't gonna come back to you. And guess what? If it don't hit you, boo-boo, it's gonna hit your children, or it's gonna hit somebody else that's close to you, because what goes around comes around. And you can't go and start to praying and everything else, and why me? I can't believe this is happening to me, because first of all, check what you've been doing throughout your journey. Don't go crying wolf when you done all this dirt in your background. Because again, what goes around comes around. Love yourself, love your neighbor, be the best version of yourself, and be a good humanitarian, especially during these days. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, if you comment, I'm going to holler back at you. If somebody got butthurt about that, what I said, you know what, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, you got to call a spade a spade. It's things that I'm seeing out here, and it's things that I'm sure y'all seeing, and it's some foolery. So I had to speak out on it, and I don't even speak on a lot of the shenanigans out here, but yeah, I'm saying things I don't like to see, and I'm seeing some of these kids being raised in a manner that they shouldn't even be raised, because they're being raised the wrong way, or they're being raised by social media. And it's like, have a conversation. Show people a better way, and not the way that you know just because you grew up that way. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Love, peace, and many, many blessings. I'm out.